What's up, everybody? Welcome to a live stream here on Twitch TV/Aaron Rutten. This will also be rebroadcast on YouTube as well. So I'm going to be doing some digital illustrating here in Corel Painter 2017 on my Wacom Cintiq 27 QHD. I'll do something kind of fun today. Let me get rid of this doodle here. And I'm going to use a new brush. And this brush is available in my custom workspace on my website, which you can see down at the bottom there, aaronrutten.com. And this brush called Sketchy. And what it's really fun for is creating really random looking sketches that you can then stare at for a while until you see something. It's kind of like looking at a cloud, how you can see shapes in clouds. You see a shape in it and it kind of gives you an idea for something that you wouldn't have normally thought of. So let's do that. I'm not going to stick with the very first stroke that I make. I might try to make a few different ones, but I'll just give you an idea how this works. So I'm going to paint just a straight line across. And you can see it's doing all that crazy stuff there. If I move it around, the particles move around a lot more. So if I do the right kind of stroke here, then I end up with this, wacky thing that I can then dim down and go, okay, what do I see here? Maybe I see a big dragon or something. I'm not actually going to draw this for this particular sketch, but you get the idea. I think what also might be fun is try to see how many different drawings I can do with that same sketch of completely different subjects. And as always, I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me okay. Okay, so let's do that doodle. And depending on whether you make your brush bigger or smaller, you get different results. If it's small, then particles don't really move around quite as much. If it's too big, then kind of too broad. So I want kind of a medium brush for this. Okay, so here we go. That's going to be my doodle. So this will be the first layer of, or the first drawing that I do from this. So I'm going to take some time to look at this. At first you look at it and you're like, I don't see anything, and you stare at it for a little while. Things start to kind of pop out. So far, no confirmation that you can see and hear me. I just want to make sure that that's all working. Yeah, I can hear myself on the preview, so me worrying because you end up getting this all set up and you start streaming and then you find out later after a couple hours there was no audio and nobody told you. Okay, so what do I see here? Usually compelled to kind of do like creatures and animals. I don't know if I'll do that here. Maybe well, I see something here. So you can kind of pick and choose which lines you use. I see some kind of animal here. I'm gonna do this in kind of a cartoony way, where it's just gonna be solid lines with mostly solid fills, maybe a little bit of shading. It'll be fun to see if you can see what I see in the drawing here before I finish it. Since I'm going to try to do several drawings here from this, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on each drawing. You can see I'm picking and choosing which of those guidelines I'm going to follow. I don't have to use all of them. I'll try to use as many as I can. You could see some of these lines as being internal or external. So for instance, you know, maybe some of these lines are actually on the opposite side. You wouldn't actually see them once you filled the object in with color. But it's like, if you're looking at a car from an isometric view, you can't see the back tires on the car, but they're still there, and having them there helps you visualize that three-dimensional shape, and that's kind of what some of these guides are doing. They might not get used, they might not get traced over, but they're still there and they still kind of help you imagine that form. Okay, Joe says it's working. Good. Thank you, Joe. Always worry. I was also kind of seeing this weird car thing. I guess we could do that. Trying to think of how to do this. I don't know if I'll do that. This back one looks like a tire to me, but it's kind of crooked. I'm a little concerned about using it, because then it'll just look like a jacked up tire. Trying to see if I can see some feet in there. I'm just going to go with the wheels. I don't want to stray too far from the sketch, you know, like I could draw the wheels perfect, and that's not really following the doodle, so these are going to be pretty abstract. That doesn't look too bad though. Then there's some body here for this. And see, it has its own kind of perspective to it, which is interesting. This is a good exercise to... I don't know if it really builds imagination. I think you have to have imagination to begin with, at least some imagination, but it helps you exercise it if you have it. You know, to be able to look at a doodle and then see... anybody could have seen anything in that. You know, it's like a Rorschach test. You see all kinds of stuff and ink blobs and clouds and other things. But this is what I saw, and it's not what someone else might see. There's kind of a early Q tail coming out here. These are fun to do too because there's kind of really no right or wrong here. I guess really the only way you can fail at this is to not be able to see anything. But it depends on what you want to see. If you want to see reality in something that's abstract, that's a hard thing to do. But if you just want to make something up and just go with what's there and just be like, alright, I'm drawing this weird duck, manatee, three-wheeled vehicle pigtail thing, you know, then there's no right or wrong there. I wonder if I can get away with doing some sort of arms on this thing. I can have a fin. I see a fin here. A fish fin. I think it's kind of fun to do hatching on some of these guides that aren't necessarily going to be outlines of anything, because then it still retains some of that three-dimensional form that's implied with all those internal lines. There's some symmetry going on with these two lines here. Why not have them come out of something? Could be like exhaust pipes or something. The brush that I'm using here for this ink work is the Smooth Scratchboard tool. This is like the only brush I use in my live streams, it seems like. Just a good versatile brush. Where's everybody watching from? Feel free to chat in and let me know. Always interesting to know where people are watching from. So the question is, how much random detail do I want to add to this now? I see this thing as being an arm here. If I'm going to try to do multiple drawings here, then it makes sense to just call it good. Trying to use some of what's here as far as these lines. I haven't drawn many motorcycles, so forgive me if I don't know the anatomy of an engine and things like that. I'm just putting in some little things here that might look kind of mechanical. Tempted to add a line there to try to make it look more three-dimensional, but it's not there in the sketch, so I don't want to add it. For some reason it doesn't feel right. I'm going to dim the sketch a little bit more. Add a little more hatching on a separate layer now. I do a lot of drawings that are abstract like this anyways, even without the doodles. So this is pretty easy for me to make this work. Like I got disconnected there or something. Hopefully I'm connected again. I almost see some tooth shapes here. There's these lines here, but I think I like it to be more of like an open beak. Okay. A little bit more shading here on this, and then I'll start adding some color. Being a little nitpicky, cleaning up lines and stuff, but it's like, not like this is a portfolio piece. Okay. Time to add some color. Let's start with a background color. Just realized I was going to post a video on YouTube saying that I was live streaming. I totally spaced on that, so I just need to click the publish button on that. Not smart of me. Okay. Got that shared. I'm also going to update the title of the room here because it's not really me hanging out at work doing graphic design. I'm doing a random doodle drawing. Okay, so there's the beak. The main body. We'll do that. This is kind of interesting. Like, would I have ever come up with a creature like this? From imagination, I certainly could. But it's just so random. Maybe not. Alright, so that'll be the... Well, let me do a little shading. Hold on. Let's do a little shading. Spoke too soon. Let's see, light source. Not necessarily present. I'll decide that it's coming from that side there. Yuza's here. What's up, Yuza? Starting to get worried there that my stream crashed. That it didn't start up again. Okay, almost done with this one. A little more detail. Okay. Let's save that. And I'm going to group all those layers. I don't know what the heck this thing is. Some kind of tricycle vehicle thing, I guess. Okay. I'll hide that and I can show it later. Kaylin Jane's here. What's up, Kaylin? Okay, so just so everybody knows, I got this random sketch and I'm going to see this random doodle that was created just from a randomly moving brush. And I'm going to see how many different drawings I can create using that as the reference for what I'm drawing. So this is my first example here. Alright, let's do another one. Helps if you dim it, then you can kind of just use your imagination to see whatever you end up seeing. I want to make sure that my line width stays consistent too, so that when I have these next to each other, they look like they're the same drawing. Good to keep track of your line width. 6 is what I'm using there, I guess. So I could flip it in different ways, but I'm going to try to keep it in the same orientation that it's in. Kaylin says I could draw a fish of some sort. Definitely could do a fish. That's the interesting thing, is we all see something different in this. So where you see a fish, I might not be as obvious to me. And what I should do is I should put this sketch, I guess you could do a screenshot of it, screen capture, and then we could all draw along, and then at the end of the live stream, take a look at everybody's work. Something for next time when I plan it out better. Okay, what do I see here? I want to try to see something completely different than what I saw last time. Seeing some kind of beast here. Some kind of beard, it looks like to me. Marky Moose is draw a knight slaying a dragon. Do you see that in this image? I guess it could be in there somewhere. I do kind of see this figure here slashing. And there could be a dragon over here, but maybe on the next one we'll see. One of those like Star Wars kind of characters. Okay. I should have made that a paw. Think about what to do for the legs here. I definitely see this as being an arm. I like that beard at the same time. I'm gonna try to see another leg somewhere else. One thing I do see. Feel. I guess that's kind of the trick here, is like if you are looking in an area and you're trying to find something and you're not seeing it, and you're just stuck, move somewhere else where it's more obvious what you're looking for. No legs to speak of here. It might just have to have really weird legs. Because even if I can turn this front one into a leg and I sacrifice the beard, I guess the legs are gonna have to be kind of tucked under. I don't have a choice. Make that into an arm one way or another. I'm gonna switch to a hard edge eraser. It's gonna work better. Nothing worse than getting soft edges on your nice sharp lines there. Trying to minimize the amount of redrawing I have to do here. Filling some black there. Kaylin says, are you going to change the doodle? No, I'm going to try to do as many drawings as I can do from the same doodle. I'm only going to be streaming for a limited amount of time, though, so... where am I at now? Not even an hour, so it'd probably be a 2-hour stream, so I'll probably get another couple drawings besides this one. I might decide to flip it. Flipping it helps sometimes. Could even try rotating it. Guess there really aren't any rules for this other than the rules I'm making up. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit here. I want this to kind of look like a mane slash beard. I'm just gonna hide my doodle here for a second. Okay, now I think I can add some color. Any suggestions for colors? Feel free to shout out in the chat if there's a particular color you'd like to see me use. I'll start with a couple of the easy ones here. The eye I'm going to make white. The stuff on the hooves, these will be white as well since they're reflections. Let's pick a color for the beard as well. You know, if you want to see this character colored in a certain color, I'm going to make this a brighter color that I can see better. I kind of like it this purple, so I'm going to keep it this violet purple color. What I was going to do is color it in bright and then change the color to gray, because this gray against the blue is hard to see. But now I see this. I like it. Oops. So the trick here is you gotta have a closed shape. I did not. There we go. No suggestions for colors so far, so I'm just going to pick something myself. let's see. I know I'm not saying much here. Today I'm just concentrating on drawing, I guess. I think that's all I want to do to that one. I'm going to group those. They're already grouped, I guess. This is, I'll just call this a bowl. I don't think it's a bowl, but whatever it is, it's that. If you want to see, let's turn this sketch back up. See what I saw there in that sketch. Compare that to this one from earlier. Let's see if we can do another one here. So let's take a vote. Should I change the sketch, not by redrawing it, but by maybe flipping it vertically or rotating it 90 degrees? Comment in and let me know what you think about that. Or I can just keep it the same. More challenging if I keep it the same. Quiet chat room today. That's okay though. Okay. Give it a little bit more time to see if anybody comments. Otherwise I'll just go at it and do another drawing here from this doodle. Go ahead and create my layers and groups here. Line width back that I was using, which was 6. What I'll do is I'll put all these next to each other at the end and then we can see them all together. That way if the line width is consistent on all of them, it'll look nice and consistent. Let's see, what else do I see in this? I'll try to see something that's not a profile. That's tricky. This is just watching me stare live stream. You know, I think I will flip it. I'll flip it because I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to... Oh, this might just be easier if I just flip it vertical. Flip the whole canvas. And why not just flip it horizontal too? I don't know that that helped. Try rotating it. Put it back to its original orientation. Come on, just rotate. Being really slow for some reason. Come on. Or I'm moving it way more than it's... Oh, come on. but like lagging out, like my hands are right here, I'm not even moving it, and look, it's still going. Did not want to do that. Alright, let's try that again. That was pathetic. No, I don't want to squish it. See, I clearly have a rotate option there. Okay, there we go. Why that was so difficult. Well, here's the problem. It's going off the canvas, so let's try this. Rotate the canvas. It'll let me. There we go. Okay. I'll say this just for humor's sake. This is not what I'm gonna draw. Initially, I see like a really angry hot dog father with another hot dog over his knee, spanking it. But that's not what we're gonna draw today. Oops, I'm gonna mess up my sketch. Oh no, what have I done? It's a good thing I have my original saved there. That would have been a disaster. Okay. Not gonna draw any hot dogs disciplining their children. You kind of see like a leg here though. Shoe. Like I said earlier, you just draw what you see sometimes, and then the rest will come to you. Even if I have to draw some of this in and just erase it later, I can do that too. Kind of seeing this worm's eye view of this character, trying to make that work. I keep tilting my head and looking at it like a bird, but that's that just helps. Got a question about what I'm drawing. I don't know yet. Trying to figure that out. But this doodle is my foundation. What am I gonna do? Do for the face here, dot there. Maybe I can add a dot there, and those will be the eyes. problem is, I try to look at this and make sense of it, and it's really the kind of thing that doesn't make sense. Because nothing about this is grounded in reality other than maybe I'm choosing to draw some more human kind of shapes here. But the context, like the story of what's going on, this whole time I've been seeing this like thing holding something up against its head, and I'm trying to imagine why it's doing that and trying to give it a story in my mind. So that if somebody, I guess I'm just used to doing that when I'm drawing. You know, people ask you, why did you do things this way? And in this, I don't know why. That's just what it looks like, and so I'm drawing that, and maybe that's not anything that I'm familiar with or anyone else is familiar with, but that's what the sketch is telling me to draw. So it's interesting. It's like a scenario or a world that doesn't exist around us, but can be created out of nothing, order out of chaos. I guess maybe this is like a blanket or something? I don't know. Get my sketch a little bit more so it's easier to see what's going on here. After drawing all that other stuff, I see the other hand here. Okay, I'm gonna hide the sketch just so I can kind of see what it is I'm working on a little bit more clearly. Can't draw the other foot, it can stay cut off, I guess. That's okay with me. Okay, I don't have to explain it. It just is what it is. Looks like a guy hugging sausage. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's a giant hot dog under there that he's trying to obfuscate. Okay, so now let's do some color. Any suggestions for colors? No suggestions on colors so far, so let's see here. This person some color. This is an interesting genre, I guess, because if you think about it, who drew the sketch? I made the gesture, right? But the computer, you know, whatever code in this application here in Corel Painter made the particles move. And so it's almost like if it wasn't the computer adding that extra influence, what if it was someone else's hand, you know, moving my hand or something, or we're both holding the same pencil, which makes it a collaboration or a collaborative effort. The computer isn't really a person, and it doesn't do things intentionally, and so it's interesting to get that cooperation between the computer and the artist to create something. And traditional media can do that too. I mean, you could certainly a good analogy for that is like if you put watercolor and a bunch of water on paper and then you tilt the paper grain and everything else, gravity is going to have some influence on how that image looks, and it's all completely random. So, you know, it's not a unique concept doing it digitally, but it's just interesting to think of it that way. It's like, you know, you can't take full credit for the piece because something else helped you make it. I think randomness is one of the things that I expect the most out of a digital painting application. There has to be lots of randomness for a variety of brushes. It's that randomness that makes art interesting. You know, if everything's too perfect and too clean and there's no chaos and no mistakes, just doesn't look right in my opinion. And it's really easy to get that organic look and all that randomness working with traditional media because it's not the same brush, you know, I could use a paintbrush and I'd get a different stroke each time. It would have some similarities to it, but it would be completely unique each time because if you looked at it on a molecular level, it would be different, you know. If you zoomed in with a magnifying glass, there'd be infinite different details within the stroke versus with a lot of these digital brushes, it's a stamp, and no matter what you do, you're going to get basically the same brush stroke. Or it's going to be slightly different, but it'll be, you know, maybe there's like 1,000 different ways you could get the brush to look. Maybe not even 1,000, maybe like 100 or something. But in traditional media, with a traditional brush, you could get like 1,000,000 different, or maybe more than 1,000,000 different looks out of the same stroke. So having all that randomness really helps to kind of not necessarily bridge the gap between traditional and digital, but to make art, regardless of whether it's digital or not, that looks attractive and has those appealing characteristics of art. Okay, I got the skin color in there, do the hair color. Darker so it stands out more. Guess I'll go with like kind of a 90s pastel look. That to be. Music stopped. Let's see if we can get it to play again. Skip. Didn't want to skip. I'm gonna go ahead and just paint over the leg there. I'll do the jeans on a different layer. On the right color here. Okay, flat colors are blocked in. Now let's add some shading. find the right color here. Still not the right color. I'll get it. Guess that'll work. Just shifted the hue, I didn't really change the value. This is not continuing to play. Labeling my layers here, but I'm not. Make it easier to find without me having to turn the layer on and off. But I'm being lazy for efficiency's sake. So you see, I have to keep hunting for the layer there. It takes time. More time than just naming the layer and knowing what it is. Okay, so let's see that with our doodle. Pretty interesting character. There's our other one upside down. We'll have to rotate them a little bit later. Alright, I think I can do one more before this live stream is over, but I am going to take a quick break, so hang out for a couple minutes if you don't mind. Do this little note on the screen here. I hate this expression, BRB, but I'm gonna BRB. I'm back. Let's see if I can do one more of these. So I think I will I'll just rotate the canvas again. Rotating the canvas is safer because then I can keep this in the exact same position, keep my sketch in the exact same position. Guess I could have just flipped it vertically there, that would have been smart. All right, what do I see here? Oops, I need the right line size here. Oh no, I'm drawing on my... Oh geez, I messed it up. Well, unfortunate. Try this. That's kind of irritating. Yeah, how many paintings have I done in my entire life? I still have this problem. Okay, that's okay. I was painting on the wrong layer. I was painting on the layer that has my sketch on it. Not good. Not good at all. So now I gotta do that again. Okay, because it is already still in my mind. An opportunity to do a better job of it too. Obviously you can tell I'm drawing this kind of human form here. Top, however, isn't looking very human, so... Where is it? Okay, I kind of rotate my head to see if I see something else here. I definitely see an eye there. Draw what I see again. I'm trying to make it fit, trying to make it look more like a bent human head, but that's not actually what it was. Actually what it was shaped like. Again, the exercise here is to draw mostly with sketch. By the way, if you want access to this brush, if you become my patron on patreon.com/Aaron Rutten, there's a little thing on the screen there in the bottom right corner. That's actually a reward for being my patron, is access to all of my custom brushes. And I release 2 new brushes each month. So this is one of the brushes for December. Let's see how I feel about the arm here. That would be... I see some, potential here. I want to see if I see a more dynamic pose. Try to do like a hand here. Get nitpicky about the hand here. Question is, am I straying too far from what's there? I believe I am. I see something here that could work as a hand. Maybe not necessarily. Let's say it might end up being backwards, but it works. Bent at a weird angle. Not that it couldn't have only 4 fingers, but I decided to give it a 5th finger. It, because I don't know exactly what it is. See what I mean again about these background lines? There's this line back here that can end up being a foot. I'm trying to think of how I want to show that foot. Guess that's fine. I don't know if I see an ear there or not. Kind of a sad character here. Getting kind of bummed out drawing this thing, whatever it is. It doesn't look very happy. Maybe it is. You could think of it like in another dimension or not on another planet. The equivalent of humans are shaped differently and they have a weird featureless head that's all twisted up and a greasy haircut. All these little lines just help kind of establish where the shadows are, and that helps create form. Stylistic choice. I like it. When you're doing simple line work like this, sometimes things like that help a little bit to kind of help the people looking at this piece interpret correctly what it is they're looking at. Color helps that too. Little dots help give it some texture and help it more like skin. That's what it's supposed to be. Wow, that's creepy. Definitely, it is creepy. What I saw, though, take a look and... do you see that too? And some things are clearly there, like these are clearly knees, and you have to appreciate that as you start to follow it around, it does actually, if you use the right lines, it does almost become a foot, and it's almost perfectly in that same perspective, more or less, where the legs would be. It just works. The whole thing works perspective-wise, really. Now we'll do some color. Name that layer guide so I don't forget what it is. I've not been very smart about that. All this hunch, since the character is kind of hunched over. Bentman's here. What's up, Bentman? Does anybody have any suggestions for colors for this? Like a skin color and a hair color, because that's basically all there really is to color. And then we can be done with this. If we can look at them all side by side. This is the fourth one, which is not bad. Black hair with olive drab skin. Alright. Done deal. There's the hair. Olive skin. Go a little bit lower. That works. I'm going to use colors that work with the background color I chose. Background color makes it easy to see when you're filling in, but you could add that later towards the end. Sometimes I add it at the end, sometimes I add it at the beginning. You notice what I've been doing when I've been filling in these big areas is I paint right along the edge, because that's the important part. You don't really want to paint over the edge. So my ink is on a separate layer. paint under the ink. If I do paint over the edge, I can erase, that's no big deal, but this just makes it nice and easy. And once I've gone along the edge like this, I can switch to the paint bucket. I can fill in the center. Saves me some time. That olive is reading more as a yellow to me, so let me see if I can make it more olive. Go. Brighter highlights on it. And then people are going to watch this later, and I'm sure you're watching it now, just being like, what the heck am I drawing? But I think that's fun. Getting to see something that you don't really expect to see. And again, this is good practice. This isn't just, you know, just to amuse people. This is actually helping me become a better artist. It's exercising my imagination. So when you need to come up with ideas, it's not hard. If you can turn nothing into something, think how easy it is to take your rough idea and turn it into something, or your sketch into something. That's essentially what you're doing when you're sketching. Even if you're doing an intentional sketch, you're generally building upon that sketch, and you're in a way correcting the imperfections that are there by seeing how they should be. But even in painting, you know, there's the Bob Ross happy mistake. Things happen in your art, you know, through chaos and through randomness, depending on whether you're working traditionally or digitally, and you use your judgment as an artist to decide whether or not those are desirable or undesirable. And if they're desirable, then you can leverage them in your work to get things that you wouldn't normally have put there intentionally. Turn the guide down a little bit. Add some shadow areas too, why not? Add some more little dots here and there using that darker color as well. Kind of a cast shadow on the head there. From the head, I mean. I think that will work for the most part. Add some detail to the hair as well. Make that a little bit lighter. This is black, but I want it to look like it's reflecting some light. I need some color too. I didn't make that white. Not very much there as far as pixels to color in for the eye. Okay, so I'm going to save this. And I guess I'm going to need a few of these. I should have just done this earlier and duplicated these and kept these with each group here, but that's the same difference, I guess. Okay, what's going on here? Things are not in the group. Strange. Try this. There we go. Was not being cooperative. Call that other one blanket. Doing a little organization here so that we can see all these. Strike. Guides to be at the top of all of these. Okay, saving it again. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to canvas. Oh, no, I'll just make them smaller. I'm going to re-rotate this canvas. I'll just put these. Oh, good, it's upright. I'll just put these. Maybe I'll actually put them into a composition since they're all. No, quit doing that. It's all laggy because I'm doing a live stream. It's using my computer. And so is Corel Painter. This as a copy too. Not to let it get squished in there. I don't know where I'm going to want these positioned yet. Oh, Lawrence is here. What's up, Lawrence? Would you have done this random drawing? Kind of fun, actually. Maybe I will have this person all big in the front, and that'll account for the missing leg. I'm gonna rotate this a bit. Flag City here. Try that again. Want to rotate it a bit. Or it says, yeah, it looks like fun. We'll have to do this next time then. Or one of our next times. We got something else planned pretty soon here. This thing here. Scale it down. Try that and put that in the back. Want a little bit of the knee to be covered so that it's clear that this is, you know, these are different planes. It's just a matter of finessing it, filling the space. Here's me being picky again about something that's complete nonsense. Okay, I'm gonna open up all my layers here. Let's do this. Group some of these layers. Alright, so these are, well actually let's bring these up so we can see them better. These are just the doodles, random doodles. So we got the person with the blanket here in the foreground. And then we got the bull over here in the bottom left. And we got the trike, duck trike, or whatever this is. Watch, this will come out in Japan. This will be like a toy for 3-year-old children to ride around on. And it'll be controlled with a smartphone. I won't get a dime for that idea. And our weird creepy creature that could be in Splatterhouse. So then what I'll do to give this a final touch is I'm going to keep the sketch lines visible because I think those are fun. But I'm going to make them a more harmonious color with each piece. So for example, the trike here could be like orange. That could be dimmed down a bit. And then the bull. Go with like a bone. Let's see how that looks. Yes, I like the brown. And the hunchback thing, hunched over thing, get more minty green. Maybe maybe more blue and not green. Go. And the dude thing with the blanket. I feel like blue works okay for that actually. Maybe we'll do more blue-green. So let's hunt around, let's see. I'm kind of liking this purplish color. And then move this up so you can see it better here. I think I want to vignette it a little bit too. Let's do that. I love that vignette. The airbrush for this. Pop opacity back down on that so that it's not so noticeable. Out a bit so you can see the whole thing without it getting covered up. So I think that concludes my live stream and my random sketch doodle drawing. It turned out pretty cool. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Bitman says the duck vehicle looks like the souped up version of the Penguin's car from the first Batman movie. Penguin was in the second one though. Oh, Lawrence says give him a flower to hold. Yeah, I kind of see that there. Yeah, that might be a nice touch to add. I like that. Let's do that. This is the nice thing about having everything on layers. I can go in here. Of course, my point size for my line needs to be smaller. Add some layers for color for that. Be a nice bright accent to go against that drab olive color. Good suggestion, Lawrence. The red's looking a little washed out because I have that vignette over it, but that's okay. I think I want to add shadow to tone that down a bit. Maybe I'll make it clearly more faded. Adding some shadows here. Alright, now that bad looking creature is more happy because it has a flower. Lawrence says yay. Bitman says the flower is the perfect touch. Lawrence is full of good ideas. When some cargo says, what are you drawing? Isn't it obvious? Haven't you seen this before? Don't you see this every day in your life? I know I do. Anyhow, hopefully you like this. I might do this again sometime. I think Lawrence and I might do it. Sounds like he's down. I do have, spoiler alert, I do have some videos queued up where I've just done these as speed paintings. Different doodles, different drawings, of course. Some are solo, some are multiple drawings from the same sketch. And again, I think it's fun if you want to try it at home. Definitely good practice. If you're looking for ideas for your YouTube channel, it's always something fun. I've seen a lot of traditional art channels do something similar. They'll put a pen in their mouth and try to draw on the screen, or not on their screen, on their canvas or paper or whatever, and then make a drawing out of it. And this is just, you know, the Corel Painter version of that, because you get that nice random particle movement and it makes it really quick and easy to get a doodle. Winsome Cargo says it looks a lot better than what I can make. Takes practice. Again, if you search my channel for sketchbooks, there's a whole playlist of drawings that I've done in ink on paper, and they're very similar to these, except in those cases I'm just drawing from imagination. I'm not doing the sketch first. So if you were to look through that, you'd see that these look exactly like that. They're identical, which is strange. It's like, you know, I don't know what that says about the imagination. I guess it's my ability to when I'm doing the sketches in the sketchbook, I'll start with a line and then it'll kind of develop similar to how it did here. You know, I might have started with the foot on the blanket character on the right, and that helped me see the rest of the body. Could be the same thing when I'm doing the ink drawings. And then I just have these themes that are generally anatomical, human or animal, and then sometimes mechanical things. You know, so there's a lot of still life objects combined together, and a lot of abstraction, but then a lot of having some things still be in the right place, in the right proportion, in the right perspective to bring you back into a sense of reality, even though what you're looking at is completely not real or not part of this world. Anyways, that's my deep analysis of what I just drew here, even though it looks like a bunch of weird stuff. A lot went on here, you know, quite a feat. So anyways, hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for this live stream because I am a little bit over 2 hours now. If you missed the beginning of this, it will be available to watch as soon as it's done processing on Twitch, and then I'll put it up on YouTube very shortly thereafter. Hazel Focus is here. Hello, Hazel. Sorry I'm ending right when you're showing up. Bitman says, good stream, sir. I'll be waiting for the next notification on my phone. Excellent. And that's glad I didn't forget to mention that. Make sure to follow me here on Twitch, or follow me on YouTube, or subscribe to me on YouTube rather. There's a link right down there in that little bar, youtube.com/Aaron Rutten. You'll be able to get a notification when I'm live streaming on Twitch or on YouTube, and sometimes I'll live stream on one or the other, so it's good to follow me on both. Plus, on YouTube, I have like 800 something digital art videos that you can watch. Tutorials, reviews, speed paintings, drawings, all kinds of stuff. And if you feel so inclined and you want to support these videos and you want to help me continue what I'm doing and help me do it better, you can join the 100 or so people who are pledging to my channel now on patreon.com/Aaron Rutten. The link for that is, again, down there in that little bar. It's actually an interesting thing I just added to it, where I asked people who are pledging to my channel what they think of Patreon, and I have about, I don't know, half a dozen individual testimonials or reviews of my Patreon page, what people like about it and things like that, why they pledge. And so something to check out if you're not familiar with all the goodies that I give away, like free brushes and early releases of my videos, coupons to save on my courses, and longer versions of select videos. So go on over and check that out, patreon.com/Aaron Rutten. Anyways, y'all enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next time.